Well, good evening out there, and welcome to Porch Talk this October 4th. And my co-host tonight is Roger Irving, who's been on the program before. And our guest is John Meany Jr., who is the General Manager of the Northern Berkshire Emergency Medical Services. And before we start off with our guest, I think Roger has a few things to say.
Oh, yeah. I was going through my records for our hillside, and I'm coming across names of veterans who are not recognized in the city of North Adams, even though they were from this area. I counted up 367 veterans. We have a beautiful wall down here in the Veterans Park, listing the names of all the veterans from North Adams, but they start at World War I, and these folks go back to the Revolution. So I'm thinking about trying to develop a wall, another wall in the park. It will be facing the existing wall across the sidewalk. And it could be made out of etched brick. And you've seen these etched bricks at the library and the walkway. They last forever. They're not that expensive, but they look nice when they're in a wall. I've seen the wall done with them. And then cap it off with a piece of granite. So that's going to be on my agenda for the next couple of years, I think. Need to bounce it off the mayor and a few other people.
No, I don't want to bounce no bricks off the mayor. He's doing a pretty good job.
He is.
Yeah.
But that's one of my new projects.
So 367 bricks.
No, we can put a couple names on each one.
I'd imagine the name on each one.
Well, that would be good too. We could do it either way.
Yeah. And you would have the name and I don't know if you would have the military service. There would be militia or regular guards or what back in the Revolutionary War, plus date of service or date of death or anything. No. It's almost impossible to find way back. Our records that I can find here go back to the Civil War. We have one from the War of 1812. Right.
And we have 10 from the Revolutionary War, 260 from the Civil War, which is interesting for this small of an area at the time.
Yeah. Well, the 260, when they went in, actually they were in the 10th Regiment, weren't they?
They had two units, the 10th and I can't remember the other one, but there were two of them. 10th was primarily made up of residents of Adams, which is what we were at the time.
Right. And I happen to know the band leader. I didn't know him personally, but the band leader was Edwin Stewart. You helped fix his gravestone down at Hillside. Yeah.
And there's another Stewart that was in the same regiment.
Right, his brother.
It's interesting because some of the names we come across are people, I'm sure they have relatives here now, but I get a call every now and then. I got one from one of our reporters for the Berkshire. She says, I have two relatives buried up there, and they were both in the Civil War, and they've got the papers on them.
What were the names? Was it Daniels?
Daniels. Yeah.
When you said, Daniels, well, that's my wife's family, so.
Yeah, so there were two of them, and she had the name of one, and I said, well, there's another part. He's buried right next to him. They were both in the same regiment.
The brothers, yeah.
Both cavalrymen.
Yep. Well.
For what it's worth.
John Meany Jr. has been with the ambulance service for how many years? 17?
19.
19 years. And coming up is a fundraiser for the North Adams? Not North Adams, Northern Berkshires. I still have saying North Adams Ambulance Service. Actually,
it always slips.
Actually, the Northern Berkshire Emergency Medical Services fall under the auspices of the North Adams Ambulance Service.
It is. It's the parent company.
You like that word, auspices. I picked that up watching boxing. So we have a fundraiser coming up.
We do. It'll be coming out this month.
This month, right. We talked about that. And actually, every year when the fundraiser comes out, I get the same questions. What does the donation cover?
Yep.
And it's exactly, I tell them it's a donation.
It is.
It is.
It is a donation. And it's a very important donation because it helps offset some of our operating expenses. It helps us to purchase capital equipment such as ambulances, new equipment for the ambulances, such as heart monitors, stretchers, things like that. So, yeah, it's very important, and it goes out to every household in the towns that we cover, which we cover 11 towns now. After our merger in 2018, we picked up the additional 3 towns, so it's 11 towns total. And it's very important. Insurances, unfortunately, do not
Cover the whole
reimburse
ball of
us
wax,
what
yeah.
the actual cost of doing business is. They have their own way of figuring and figuring out the reimbursement rates for the ambulance calls. So we may charge one rate to meet our costs, and the insurance company will only reimburse us 40, 50, 60% if we're lucky of the cost. So those donations help fill that void for us. So
Now, just to enlighten the people out there, the size of the ambulance service has increased. I remember when I first joined up with you, it was like we had 5 ambulances.
Yep.
And now we're looking at how many?
So we have 8 ambulances,
And-
2 support vehicles, a trailer,
And chair vans?
and we have a chair van division, which was part of the merger in 2018. We took on the chair van division, so we have 8 additional chair vans. Northern Berkshire Transport is the other business under North Adams Ambulance. So, yeah,
And how many employees we got? We got close to 100?
98 employees.
How many?
Wow.
98
98 employees, all right.
between the 2 divisions.
Let's hire a couple more so we can say we got 100,
Yeah,
you know? Yeah.
yeah.
As I was talking to you earlier before the show, I was sitting with Joan, my wife Joan, and we were watching the Channel 10 news, and they are in the process of buying not a miniature ambulance, but an ambulance that can actually run on the walking trails like the Aswellicut, because a regular sized ambulance will not fit on it. One side of the ambulance is going to be in the muck or the side of the road and can't get by. So I was just looking at that, and I said, wow, that's a small one. And the costs come up on a screen of $78,000. And that's not equipped. That's just the ambulance itself. And we know, we say we're buying an ambulance for $90,000 or $110,000. It comes bare bones. And we have to supply everything that goes inside. Normally, you transfer some of the old equipment from the old ambulances
Yep.
into the new ones, but some of the equipment that they carry is outrageous. I don't know why, but it's like anything in the medical field, it's outrageous.
Yeah, medical equipment's very
Yeah,
expensive.
very, very expensive. So be on the lookout for envelopes coming to your house within, this month sometime for donations. Roger, there's an idea. Donations for the wall. How do you expect to do this?
We got some ideas.
You got some ideas? Okay. Now we got Porch Talk. We got a call. Hello, welcome to Porch Talk.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you doing, Ed?
I'm doing good.
I know that voice.
We know that voice from somewhere.
Oh, well, that's good. And how's Roger doing?
Doing fine, Paul, thank you.
And you're not going
I'm
to be able
sorry
to
to
guess
hear.
what
I'm glad to hear that. And how's John?
I'm doing very well, thank you.
The question, Paul, is
Glad
how
to
are
hear
you?
it.
Yeah, how are you doing, Paul?
I'm doing all right, thank you. I'm champing at the bit to get back to work. I'll find out next Thursday if I can.
Good.
But at the rate things are going, I think I will be able to.
Great.
Great. We'll be looking forward to working with you again. We can still have Roger with us, you know.
Yes, I do,
Yes.
you poor soul. I mean, you lucky soul. I meant that in a nice way, Roger.
I understand.
And don't call in and try to win the prize for what the picture is, because
Oh, all right. Actually,
Okay.
I've forgotten what the picture is.
yeah. David, could you put the picture up front so Paul can take a look at it?
Well, actually, I'm not actually watching TV right
Are
now.
you not watching TV? Well, there's the photo, and the big building on the left there The quiz for tonight, the history quiz for tonight is, what is that building? So if you think you
Oh,
know,
I'll bet if I was looking at the photo, I'd know that answer.
well, you should. It's your
sure
photo.
Gosh darn it, I could have won tonight.
You could have. You could have had bragging
Have
rights
you
for
gotten
2
many
weeks.
calls for that?
Yes,
Yeah, we got a prize for you, Paul. You get to have Phil for a month at your house.
Wow!
How about that? So if anybody out there besides Paul, call in at 664-4408. That's our call-in number, 664-4408. And take a guess on what that picture is behind us right now. So let's get back to the ambulance service.
All right, so the best of luck to
Oh, I'm
whoever
sorry,
calls
Paul. I
in.
thought you hung up.
I hope somebody gets it.
I'm
And you
sure.
guys have a wonderful night.
Thank
Thank
you,
you,
Paul.
Paul.
Thanks
You too.
for calling in.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. So, the ambulance service. How does one go about to get your services? They call 911 or they call your number directly, or how does that work?
Yeah, so in an emergency situation, we always recommend dialing 911. That's
911.
the quickest, fastest, easiest way, and that gets you connected to a local dispatch center, which will dispatch us out
Okay.
immediately. So all the calls, and say for instance you're calling from North Adams, your call would be routed to the North Adams Police Department, which is where the dispatch center is housed.
Okay, and they send a call out, and our lieutenants always have a radio on them that receives the
Yep,
call?
all of our employees, they monitor. It's done by radio transmission, and they dispatch us to the call.
Okay, now there's 98 workers, but some of them are not ambulance drivers or on the ambulance. We do have some clerical work, right? In
Oh, yeah.
North Adams
Yep.
and in
Yep,
Williamstown.
and in Williamstown.
In
Yep,
Williamstown.
yep.
I gotta tell you one thing right now, and I'm not speaking off the top of my head, but those girls are doing a terrific job.
Yeah, no,
They are
it's,
doing a
there's
great job.
a lot of
Gosh.
work to be done.
Yeah.
We have Pam and Angela over in Williamstown. Angela Swistack runs our chair van division. She's over at the Williamstown station with Pam, and then in the North Adams station we have Tina Dober and Paige Gleason. They both handle all of the stuff in the North Adams station. We also have Laura Sherman, who assists us with special projects and other administrative duties. So, it's
Yeah,
pretty,
yeah. And Laura also goes out on calls, doesn't
Yeah,
she?
yeah. All the nice part is, a lot of them do still respond on calls. This past couple of weeks have been actually pretty busy for us, so we tend to tap into the office personnel when things get busy, and obviously 911 calls take precedence over everything else. So
Yeah.
that's what we're there for.
You,
So,
you mentioned the chair van division.
Yep.
What exactly does that do? And is it's part of the ambulance service, correct?
It's a division of the ambulance service, and what it does, it's chair vans. So it's wheelchair transport and also ambulatory transport. So if it's somebody that needs rides to doctor's offices, or they need, they have the Berkshire Regional Transit Authority. If they have a contract through them, we have contracted with them, and we do transports for all sorts of doctor's appointments. We have a contract with Williams College to transport their students to all of their medical appointments, and to pharmacies and things like that for the students. So they do about 6,000 calls a year on just the chair van side. On the ambulance side, we do about 9,000 calls.
Okay, so this is separate from an
is.
emergency type
Yep.
situation.
Yes.
For a
It is.
person in a chair with
Yep.
an emergency,
Yep.
they would send a regular ambulance there.
Regular ambulance if it's an emergency. But if
Okay.
it's a chair van and you want to set up a transport, we can. You should dial the Williamstown office number, and that's 458-9831, and they would get you set up.
Great.
So yeah, it's a good
458 what?
9831. It's a good service, and it's busy. I didn't realize until our merger in 2018 just how much of a need there was for transportation in the area, and it's crazy to think that people have such a tough time getting from point A to point B, but incredible. So
This is not cabulance, right?
no, it's it is a cabulance.
Okay, that's
We,
what I need.
and we have a couple different options. So we have the vans that can, you can put a wheelchair in
Yeah.
and transport somebody that's in a wheelchair. We have just regular minivans where if they just need a ride to a doctor's office and they can ambulate fine, we bring them into the ambulatory van.
Okay,
So,
I thought that was a separate organization.
No.
So that's great.
Yeah.
Coming up Sunday is the parade.
yes.
You have any helpful hints for the people, parade going on, what to do or anything? You're going to be in it?
Yes, so we'll be
Okay.
in it. We have the EMS division that'll be in it. We'll be in it with our fly car, and an ambulance will be in it. And then we also have new this year our EMS club. So our Explorer EMS club that we started up this year. We have 22 students enrolled in the Explorer club, starting.
High school students or?
No, we start about 6th grade, 5th, 6th grade, up into high school, and it's, they do all sorts of things, everything from learning CPR, first aid, getting them acquainted with the healthcare industry and field to try to, perk their interest and kind of lay some groundwork if they want to progress into this field. So they.
Now, is this part of the Scouts? Used to be Explorers or
So
whatever it is?
it used to be part of the Scouts, but we're doing it separately right now.
Okay.
So, but yes, it's the same principle, and we've had good interest, and they meet. They just met on Thursday. They meet once a week, and they're going to march in the parade.
Are they? Good.
Yeah, they're going to march in the
Great.
parade, and then we have the transport division will also be having a couple of vans in the parade,
can I
and then
hook
the
a ride?
EMS, and we can bring you.
Can I hook a
Yeah,
ride?
we can hook you up. Just let me know, Ed. We'll pick you up.
Well, you mentioned classes, and I know AJ does a lot of the classes.
Yep, he does quite a bit of training, yep.
A good share of the classes.
Yep.
And you not only have him at our Harris Street office, but I attended one of his classes over at Williams College.
Yep.
And he did a class on Narcan. And,
Yep.
I also attended one of the classes up to Florida Mountain Senior
Senior
Center,
Center,
which Adam O'Neill did the defibrillator class. So,
Yep.
and these are open to people, and I don't think they cost that much, do they?
No, there is a fee for it because there is especially if you're taking the class to receive a certification, which most people do.
Yeah.
The cost of the cards alone is like $20 a
Yeah.
card, and then we try to cover our costs of doing the class itself. But it's a fairly cheap thing to do, and we constantly have classes scheduled down at the ambulance. So if you're interested, you can just call our business number, which is 664-6680, and the girls in the office there will certainly be able to let you know when the next class is coming up, because we have several CPR instructors that do this training, and we're constantly out there doing different things. So yeah, it's good stuff.
Very good. Very good. Back to Roger. See, I got this all listed down here.
Okay.
It goes all the way through. I got this page here listed for Bob Moulton next Tuesday night. And Bob and I will be on Tuesday night, not next Tuesday, but the following Tuesday, which is give me a date here. This is October 16th. October 16th, Bob Moulton and I will be on. Let's talk about it. We're back on the air in case some of you people missed it. We're back on the air. It will take place 6:30 to 7:30 on Tuesday nights. And the following Friday, which would be the 28th, let me see. It's heck when you lose your eyesight. It's the 18th. The next show will be on. It will be the 18th, and will you join me again on the 18th? I don't think Paul will be ready, but mark it down, and even if he's ready, the three of us can do it.
Fine. Count me in.
All right, you're counted in. I got you down. Don't worry, you're not going to get away that easy.
Never do.
No. So, field me a couple of questions. Go ahead, ask me some questions. I'll tell you what. Call in 664-4408 to identify that building that's behind us right there. And if you get it right, you get bragging rights for 2 weeks. And that goes a long way in North Adams.
About from here to the door?
Yeah. Roger asked me earlier, before we went on the air, where are the new signs that I petitioned for the council? And again, I'll tell people, as you're coming into North Adams from Adams on Route 8, that's the current highway, just as you pass the sign that says enter in North Adams, there's a sign off to the right that welcomes you to North Adams, and right alongside that is the North Adams sister city signs with Termosine, Italy. Second sign is coming in from Williamstown on Route 2, right past the Stop and Shop, the road that goes down to the Harriman West Airport. There's a sign there also. So if you're looking for something to do, take a ride out and check the signs out. You know, it took about 2 administrations and another 6 months to get them up. But once Tom got on them, they went up fairly fast, within a month.
Yep. Things are happening in this city. They really
Things
are.
are picking up. Yes, they are. And I was looking on Facebook tonight, and somebody wrote in something like, and I'm not going to mention the guy's name, when Mass Mocha first pulled in town, he was strongly against it because of situations of taking away stuff from the city. And since he's been involved with some of the things at Mass Mocha, he's realized it's helping out the city. That's all I can say about that. I won't give the name because you're winking at me. You know who it was. And we don't give out names like that. We're a closed circuit here. It's like Vegas. Whatever happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. And did the Massachusetts State Convention for EMS take place in Springfield, or is it coming up?
It's coming up next week.
Next week. And
Yeah,
you're going with someone, or?
Yeah, so we always have a contingent that's there, but I serve on that committee, the Massachusetts EMS Conference Committee. So we've been planning for several months. So we'll be down there at the Mass Mutual Center in Springfield for 3 days next week, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And it brings in about 200-300, EMS providers from the area all across the state. And we listen to speakers and receive some training. We have an exhibit hall so that you can look at vendors, look at upcoming equipment, and things that are cutting edge and out there. So it's really good. It's nice that we have one local. Most states have their own conference, and we're lucky enough to have ours right in Western Mass for the state. So
Yeah,
it's
and
good.
that's where the Springfield.
Yeah, so it used to be the Civic Center in Springfield, but it's the Mass Mutual, which is now part of actually MGM. It's part of the
MGM.
Yes.
Oh.
They're
I may
across the
see you
street.
there.
They're across the street.
Oh, okay. You're right across the street from
Yeah.
the MGM. As you pull in, I noticed there's a building on the. Not that I've been down there frequently, but I noticed there's a building on the left. I was wondering what that was. It's a standalone building.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
that's they've taken ownership of that, so they kind of run that now in conjunction with the casino and everything.
I may see you down there.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll be there.
And it goes from what, 9 in the morning till 7 at night or something? I know.
Yeah, there's let's see, Thursday I think it's 9 in the morning till like 5, and then Sunday, or sorry, not Sunday, Friday it's 9 in the morning till 3 or 4, something like that.
I
don't have the exact
may
hours.
stop in. I may cross the street and talk to you.
Yeah.
Because
I'll be there.
I got something to brag about.
We're on TV, brag about it.
Not personally. The Hillside Group reached a major milestone this past week. having completed 1,400 stones.
Wow. Congratulations.
1,400. We're up over that now, but considering the weather that we've been having on our days, when it rains, we can't do the work that we do. When it's too cold, we can't epoxy. So
Right.
it slows us down a bit. And we've had a rough year this year, but we're up over 1,400.
Well, you got some good workers with you.
We do.
You got some good workers
We do.
with you.
The whole crew is great.
Yep. That's good.
And part of them also do Blackington. They do Blackington on Mondays.
I was going to bring that up. Blackington, you jumped onto Blackington. Larry's doing Blackington,
Yes,
right?
he is.
Larry Burdick is head up over Blackington, and they're doing a good job. They're doing
Yep.
You know, the first thing you notice when you went by, when I went by, when they started, the grass was cut. I mean, sometimes when you went by Blackington Cemetery, I had to look the other way because it used to be weeds and grass 2 foot high and stuff, but it looks nice now. And these guys, everyone, including yourself, does this volunteers.
Yep.
There's no pay. The only pay they get is to buy equipment. It's not pay, it's a reimbursement from the city. Do you have a fund with the city set up that you have X number of dollars a year or what?
Well, when we first started, we did under Mayor Alkenbright, we did a donation program. We raised about $3,000. And then after some digging and searching, we found out that there's a fund called the Tinker Fund, a part of which is designated for the upkeep of Hillside Cemetery.
Okay, that's right.
So we do tap into that as well.
Yeah.
But the guys, these guys are amazing. They really are. To go over there on a Monday and then go to Hillside on a Wednesday or a Saturday, they do a lot. They work, and they're to be commended. I can't do much of that anymore.
And I do none of it anymore. And I remember when you first started, I was there helping you.
Yep.
And then my son came down and helped, and my brother was down there helping. And then, well, Mother Nature took over, and my knees went, and I just can't do it, and my back is going. And
I'm following that footstep. I believe me.
I know. You're probably the same age as I am. I know. We don't have to discuss that on the air, but. You're just a kid over there, John.
Yes. But anyhow, that's a major milestone, and we took a photo, and I believe Randy Andrews put it on Facebook. So if anybody's interested in seeing what we did, the 1,400th stone, we took a photo of it.
Wow. And you have your own website? Does
No.
Hillside have its own website? It's just on Facebook under who?
But Randy usually puts it under.
Who?
Randy Andrews.
Oh, okay.
I don't
All right.
believe he's got it in a separate site, but he may.
All right.
I don't know. I haven't been on Facebook for over a year now.
I'm marking that down so I can look at it when I
Yeah.
get home tonight. Yes.
But we're going to have a pretty large crew up there Saturday, hopefully. The jury football team is coming up, along with some others, the coaches.
This Saturday?
This coming Saturday.
Okay.
Hopefully it doesn't rain, and we've got a lot of work to have them do. And the girls come up and they do help with the stone cleaning.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Very good. Now, John, the Northern Berkshire EMS, do they have their own website?
Yep, www.northernberkshireems.com.
Okay, you got it out there, so.
And you can also make donations right on the website as well. We have we had a lot of interest for people that wanted to make their donations electronically.
Oh,
So,
okay.
you can go right there and make your donation electronically. So,
Now, I know you have a board of directors that takes care of it, and I know because I'm there. But the board of directors, it ranges from people in the area. I know there's 2 doctors,
yep,
2 lawyers,
nurse.
a nurse,
Yep.
a businesswoman, and a schmuck.
I wouldn't say that.
No, and construction worker, retirees. There's 16 of us that are on the board, and we meet once a month, and
Excuse me.
we take care of all the little idiosyncrasies that we have to take care of.
The behind the scenes
We're
work,
behind the scenes work.
but very important work.
Right, and we are, again, volunteers, like Roger volunteers, I volunteer. It's very important. And if you have time on your hands, if you want to work with Roger, just give him a call.
Just show up.
Show up on a Wednesday. They're there on Wednesday mornings. Or you want to work at Hill, if you live in Greylock section, go over on a Monday and see Larry Burdick. They're not going to put you to work hauling those stones. They have a tripod that does that. But these little things that have to be done, it's like little things that have to be done around the ambulance service, you know, a little cleaning, a little this, a little of that, nothing serious. You won't burden them with something
Nope.
heavy. Okay.
And we'll never turn away a volunteer.
Never send away a volunteer. That's a good thing to say. And how about North Adams or Northern Berkshire EMS? Could they use any volunteers?
No, we don't have the volunteer contingent anymore. So, years ago, EMS was notoriously mostly volunteer, just like the fire service. But now it's mostly all paid, paid work. But if you're interested, in the field, please come down, visit us. We do allow ride-alongs. So if you have a CPR card and a driver's license, if it's something you might be interested in, stop in, see us. We can have you ride along on a shift to see if it's something that interests you. We actually do the EMT training right down at the station on Harris Street. So all of our, we have an EMT class actually going on as we speak. They've been going for a couple weeks now. And we have, I think, 10 people enrolled in that class.
Wow.
We'll also be doing a winter study program for Williams College. So it'll be our second year doing a Williams College winter study program for their students. And usually that's about 20 students, college students that want to take the winter study program. So we take a whole month and we kind of do an expedited EMT class during that time frame. And
Have you ever considered getting something going with McCann Technical School?
Yep, we've had some discussions. I think there's opportunities there possibly down the road for some stuff there. But yeah, that would definitely, yeah.
Good.
Advanced training, things like that.
Yeah, I know some of the classes that you do. Most of them take place at your office on Harris Street, but you do send people out to do classes if the Clarksburg Senior wanted something, or the North Adams Senior wanted something, or the travel show, or whatever they are in Williamstown wanted something. You would send somebody out to talk to them or give them a class on something.
Absolutely, and if
All
it's something
right.
that we can't handle or whatever, we certainly put them in contact with who they should be speaking with. But yeah, it's we go all over the place. So
Yeah, so if you're out there and you got a pen or pencil and a piece of paper, write down the number. It's 664-6680. Again, it's 664-6680. Notice how I say that? I never say
Very
O.
good.
I never say O, because in the old days, O was the operator. Remember?
Number, please.
Number, please. So it's 664-6680. And to get in touch with the Hillside or the Blackington Restoration Group, just show up. Wednesdays morning at Hillside, Monday mornings at Blackington. And I noticed they got a nice sign over at Blackington.
Yeah,
They put a
it's got to be
new
repainted.
sign up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
yeah.
had that. It's been up now for about a year and a half.
A year and a half.
Yeah, but it needs to be repainted. The lettering is kind of faded on it.
You know, when I was in high school, that was, it was after the horse and buggy day. But we used to get on the school bus and go down and play down at the Blackington Cemetery. somebody in North Adams must have had some pull to get the school to go down there and do it. And we always looked at that cemetery and it was like this.
Yep.
Wasn't as good as Heartbreak Hill, but it was going. I think we got a phone call coming in, or else somebody's calling for pizza. I don't know.
Well, we don't deliver, so. Yeah.
No.
No.
Maybe it's my friend looking to get a guess on that picture behind us, because I'm surprised, because I don't want to give any hints until we're near the end of the show. So maybe Paul will disguise his voice and call back and try to get bragging rights. You know how he is.
Anyway, not too long ago, we were getting a few calls on how people can clean their gravestones.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
I'm not trying to take business away from the people that do cleaning, but if your stone is not granite, okay, if it's an old stone or if it's a marble stone, do not power wash them. Don't do it. It'll damage the stone and sometimes take the lettering right off.
Yeah.
I will tell you how we do it. It's with a nylon brush and a mixture of simple green and water. 1 part simple green, 2 parts water, and then rinse it. And it takes everything off that you want to take off. So we have a young lady who's in high school at Drury, and that's her forte. She is our stone cleaning guru. When people come in, they want to clean stone, she trains them on how to do it. And she's done a great job, and that's Ed Marino's granddaughter, Lily, who's also a track star, by the way.
Oh really?
Yes.
Well, she doesn't take after Ed then.
No.
No. I mean, Ed worked for the DCR.
He worked for the state forestry, I think
The
it was.
forestry, DCR now.
Is that what it's
Yeah.
called? Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was. He is also very knowledgeable on things, history.
Yep.
Ed is. Yeah.
We're learning a lot as we go along up there, that's for sure.
Well, that's good.
We do have a general buried up there. Don't ask me his name off the top of my head, but there is a general.
No, you see, if you didn't say something, I was going to write. You also have an admiral buried someplace.
I don't
2
know.
admirals buried someplace in North Adams.
They won't be
I
there,
think-
though.
I think one's in Southview. Why wouldn't they be there?
We have no
Military?
no naval people that I'm aware of. That would be probably World War I, and there's no admirals there. So they may be down at Southview.
No, it was Southview, because he was in World War II.
Okay, that would be Southview.
Southview, yeah. Maybe 2 of them. I'm not going to mention the names because I don't want to get the
No.
family upset. But I'll tell you after the show who I think is buried in Southview. And I don't know where the other one is buried. If he is either buried here or in Washington, you know?
We had an interesting thing happen. Well, and this is kind of a 2-part thing, but I'll be quick on it. A while back, we got a call from a fellow in Canada who had come down to visit North Adams. He had relatives here, and they went up to Hillside because they had a family stone, a large one. And unfortunately, it was on a steep part of a hill, and it had toppled down due to gravity and whatever else. And being a tall one, it was in 4 different pieces because they piled them.
Yes.
And most of the pieces had gone down the hill. So he went to find out how much it would cost commercially to have it restored. And when he heard the number, he almost fainted. It's well over $2,000 or $3,000. He called us and asked us, "Can we do it?" I said, "Well, we'll take a look at it." The answer was yes, we can do it, and we'll have it done for you. We'll send you a picture, which we did. The gentleman was kind enough to send us a check for a donation.
Good.
This
Very
is all the way
good.
from Canada.
Oh, hey.
Yeah, so you never know.
You've got people here, and we traced out people when we were in Italy 2 years ago, maybe 3 years now. Anyways, we ran into a fellow who was living in Italy right now at our sister city in Tremosine, whose grandfather had come to North Adams to work. All right, and then when he got enough money, he went back to Italy and married this girl, his grandmother, and he inherited the house in Italy. And when he was cleaning out, he found a box of love letters from North Adams.
Wow.
That was in the 1800s.
It's amazing.
Yep. And he called me up via not Facebook, but internet emails. And when I was talking with him over in Italy, he said that he thinks he has relatives buried in North Adams. And he was looking at Grifa. And I couldn't find a Grifa. And my friend Wayne Andrietta said there's one down by his stone at Southview. When I went down there, it was a Grifa. And I wrote back to him, and there's no relation to him, something else. And I got a name. Forgot what her first name was, but it was Griffin. So I emailed her and couldn't get anything with her, but come to find out, I talked to Joe Dominichini, and I said, do you know this girl, such and such, Griffin? And he goes, oh yeah, they changed their name from Griffin. It used to be Grifa. I said, Grifa? He said, yeah, Grifa in Italy is a winged lion, which is the griffin. Yeah.
Right.
So we made a connection, and we got that done. Now, John, your family's from where? Some of it's from Italy.
Italy, Ireland.
Ireland.
Yep. One of these days we'll get over there.
One of these days, in case the ambulance service does have a sister city with the ambulance service in Tremosine.
We do.
And in fact, the hotel I stay at, the girl that her mother owns a hotel, she's on the board of directors of the, they're called the volunteers over there. And here it is, my card for the volunteers for Italy for 2019. And it's like,
Similar like the,
it's similar to us, but it's like they're volunteers. They don't get paid, so
Right.
What they raise, anything they raise,
Yeah.
goes directly to their services that keep the ambulance up and their equipment and so forth and so on. And I think I gave them like 40 euros, which is equivalent to about a $50 donation, which I never brought back to the ambulance service, by the way. No, that's a personal for me. But the end of this month, by the end of this month, everybody out there should be getting an envelope for donations to the Northern Berkshire Medical Emergency Services. Also, it covers the
Northern Berkshire Transport as well.
what is it called? Medical transport?
Northern Berkshire Transport.
Northern Berkshire Transport. Okay. There was no emergency medical listed.
No.
Northern Berkshire Transport. And that's from Williamstown. That's your chair vans and your little SUVs or type vehicles that if you got to make a doctor call and you're capable of walking to the vehicle and getting in the vehicle, and they'll take you to the ambulance. They'll take you up to Bennington to the hospital if you got to go to the doctors up there, or to Pittsfield if you got to go to the doctors in Pittsfield. They will transport you. Not an ambulance. There's no sirens. There's no lights. They have good drivers. It's a safe, comfortable ride. And
One of the things that we just started up with that, the transport division, is airport runs as well.
Airport runs?
Yep, so if people need transport to, Albany or Bradley, or even, if they need to go to Logan or JFK.
Medical flights? You know.
No, just general. Doesn't have to be
Oh, no
medical
kidding.
if they're just looking for a ride. So we can have the office, if you just give that number a call, we'll we'll get you a quote on, because it depends how many people, depends how much luggage, things like that. But,
Getting back to the ambulance, is there a charge for that?
there is. So there's all different rates depending on, sometimes the insurance companies will cover it. So somebody that has Medicaid or Mass Health, it's usually picked up. So a lot of people have that as a secondary. So a lot of the elderly will have Medicare and then a Medicaid or Mass Health as a secondary. And we certainly can bill for that through Mass Health and Medicaid. So, but we also have private pay rates and things like that. So don't ever hesitate to call, and our staff will certainly work with anybody. So and make
Very
it work
good.
one way or another.
And we're talking about airport runs. We're talking about
Bradley or something?
Bradley. Yeah. But you don't handle groups, do you? No.
Hey, if we can fit the luggage, we'll.
Yeah.
No casino runs.
No casino runs.
Jeez.
We're not doing casino runs.
Well, there'll be a casino run in next week.
There you go.
Yeah. We'll make a casino run on a Thursday probably,
There you go.
and we'll stop in to see you.
We'll be there.
And I think maybe
Swing in. I'll bring you through the exhibit hall. Check out some of the equipment.
Well, you know what? I may go down. Oh, they don't pick this up, but I may go down and park the car in the parking garage for the casino and just walk across the street.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be nice. I wonder if they got a connected.
There's no connector.
There's
I
no
was told that
connector?
they're going to be
Yeah.
down the road, but
Wow. Yeah, I'd like to get down there and look, because one of the most, and this sounds funny, but this is the truth. One of the best experiences I had was the first time I went with them to Vegas,
yep.
and I went in and saw a medical field. And I mean, they had everything from Band-Aid sellers to selling $2 million helicopters.
Yep.
They had everything there. And I picked up some ideas and brought them back. And eventually after, let's see, that was in when? Was it 91?
No, not 91. It would have been.
No, I was retired, so it had to be 2000 and something.
Yeah, it was 2000. I can't remember.
Or 4 or something like
I think
that.
the first time we went out there was 2006, and then we went out after that.
It must have been 2007 or 8. And then I brought back this idea, and I said, we got to get these things. And they cost oodles amount of money. And finally, we got some for our ambulances. And that's the device that goes out and picks up the gantry and brings it in. Remember? I said,
Yeah, the power loads.
yeah. Wow. I said, wow. Those
They're
are
25,000 a piece.
25,000 a piece. That's just part of the ambulance.
Yeah, 25,000 for that. Just to give people an idea, it's 38,000 for the cardiac monitor that we use to evaluate your heart and assess your heart and do 12 leads in the ambulance. We have a Lucas device, which is a CPR chest compression device. So somebody that suffers a sudden cardiac arrest, we can attach this device on their chest, and it delivers chest compressions at a very consistent rate. So we can have the personnel being able to do other things. So, but that's $15,000 for that
Yeah.
piece of equipment. So.
The little thing.
Yeah, it's very expensive. So that's why, like Ed was saying earlier, the donations do go to good use, and we certainly try to stay on the cutting edge of all the technology and provide that here in northern Berkshire and southern Vermont, because we do cover 2 towns up in southern Vermont. We do Reedsboro and Stamford. So.
And if you've never been or never had to use the ambulance service, you'd be surprised, because this past year, yours truly had to use the ambulance service to go to Bennington, Vermont. I was having a problem, and I was surprised. When I got inside the ambulance, I was surprised the work that they do on the way to the hospital. Yeah. By the time we got to the hospital, they had everything ready. I pulled in, it took me right in for a CAT scan and everything else, and I mean, there was no waiting around. When we got there, they knew everything they had to know about me. blood pressure, height, weight, blah, 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 this, that, cardiac, and everything else. And I'm looking at the people that were in the person that was in the ambulance with me, and I was saying, well, I almost mentioned the name. Well, I said, and what's this do? This is taking care of this. And what's this do? That's taking care of this. And what's that? Mr. Morandi, please be quiet, please, while I'm working. And I'll tell you something. The personnel that we have are tops.
Yeah.
As far as I'm
Honestly,
concerned.
if it wasn't for our personnel, we would not be where we are today. So, we have some very skilled providers, dedicated providers. This field is a calling. It takes a special person to do what we do, and kudos to all of them because they are the real heroes every day. So
They're and it's like family down there. It's almost like family.
it is.
Yeah.
Do you recommend that, the little red refrigerator tags with your medical?
Yeah, the File of
recommend
Life. Those are priceless. We love them.
Okay.
Yeah. We actually had a grant a few years ago where we were able to purchase 5,000 of them, and we've actually distributed all those 5,000.
I believe it.
Over the years. So we're actually trying to get another grant to secure getting those again because it saves so much time for us.
Right.
When you have everything right there, it's on the refrigerator.
Medications.
Medications, you grab it, and we're good to go. So yeah, absolutely.
And just fill them out in pencil.
Yep, 'cause
because
everything
you
changes.
have to change your medication. You got everything. Mine and my wife are all filled out on pencil. They're on the refrigerator. If anybody comes in and they have to come in to get one of us, it's right there.
Yep.
File of Life, pick it up. They know everything.
Yeah, it's
So we're getting down to
priceless.
I think my
hello.
magnet finally died.
Welcome to Porch
I
Talk.
gotta redo it.
Hi, Ed. It's Chris.
Hi, how you doing?
I'm going to guess again.
Wait
Is
a
that
second.
North Adams, though?
You want to, David? You want to put that picture up front? Okay, let's take a guess at it. What are you guessing?
All right, let me see. Is that the old jury in the back, St. Francis, the library, and Baptist Church, maybe?
The who?
Baptist Church.
You say Baptist Church?
Yeah.
Well,
Isn't it on Main Street? Like St. Francis in the back
I got to tell you
and Jury
something.
High,
I got to tell you something, Chris.
library.
Chris, I got to tell you something.
No, I'm
When
way
you see
off
me
there.
Saturday, you got bragging rights, because that is the old Baptist church that burnt down.
Wow.
Really?
You got it.
Okay, all righty.
Hey, how many times you call in? You finally got one.
I don't know.
All right.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Congratulations. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
That's called caller abuse now.
Is that called caller
Yes.
abuse? No. I like Chris. I like Chris. She's one of the local people who regularly follow the shows. You know, even when I'm on with Bob, she will call in once in a while to question us, and that's another thing. On the 15th, we will be back on with Let's Talk About It. It will be at 6:30. Bob Moulton Jr. and I will be co-hosting this. And usually we do political. I know Roger is running for city council this year, and we don't publicize it on this program, but he is my co-host. And when we get to Let's Talk About It, we'll get deep into politics. And you know how Bob is in politics.
Yes, I do.
Yes, you do. For those who don't know, well, you want me to tell them who he is? Yeah, it's John's uncle.
Yeah. Yep.
John's uncle.
Oh, we all have a cross to bear, right?
Yeah.
We all have a cross to bear. Yes, we certainly do.
Yeah, I know that. I know what you're saying. I got a big one.
Oh, boy. And so does my brother. Yeah. So we're getting down to less than 4 minutes, and I'm just going to send out some telephone numbers, and the Northern Berkshire Emergency Medical System Services is 664-6680. If you have to talk to someone in the office, If it's a medical emergency, please dial 911 to report a medical emergency, and they will get you through to the ambulance service. But if you just have questions, where the classes are going to be, when they're going to hold such and such a class, 664-6680. Boy, time goes by fast.
It does.
It does.
Bill's been with me for, I don't know, a number of years. And he doesn't change at all. He's still got that same look on his face. Anything you want to say, John, before we close out?
I just want to thank you for having me, and
Well, I want to thank you for being here.
I appreciate it, and I always like getting the word out, so it's good.
Is Andrew going to be in the truck this year?
So he's probably going to be out there walking, but yeah, the kids will
Walking?
be there. So
All
because
three?
Andrew's in the EMS club, so
Oh, is he?
yeah, he'll be walking with the EMS
Oh,
club.
good. How about the two girls?
Oh, they'll be there. Natalie and Abby,
Natalie and Abby.
they'll be there.
Oh, boy.
They're growing up.
You ever see a picture of his children?
No, I haven't.
They are the most beautiful kids, smiling, courteous, congenial, very good. And I don't say that just to butter him up, because it's true. Even when they see you in church, they always come over and shake your hand and say hi to you.
Oh, thank you. They're probably listening.
I hope they're listening.
And watching too.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I just got to say, Natalie, you got to learn to smile more often. That's all you do is look at her and she goes into a grin.
I got one last comment.
Go ahead.
Paul Marino, get well soon and get back here to work, please. We miss you.
See, he doesn't want to work with me, Paul.
No, I
told
enjoy
you.
working with you, Ed. You know that.
I know it. I'm just kidding. Yeah, Paul, and both between Roger and I, Roger more than I did, but if you need something, give us a call.
Exactly.
And maybe next show you can come down. If you can't be on the air, you can just sit and listen to us, or you can be a guest.
Ooh, wouldn't that be
Who knows?
interesting?
Wouldn't it be nice to have Paul as a guest?
Yeah.
Oh, man. So we got 1 minute to go. I want to wish everybody a safe weekend. Don't forget Sunday, the parade, Fall Foliage Parade. Downtown is going to be kind of hectic, so make plans early to go downtown. Saturday is a children's parade. Is it Saturday or Friday or today? Or
I think it was tonight.
Tonight.
Yeah.
Tonight.
I think
Yeah,
it was.
Bobby, tonight.
Yeah, it was busy,
Children's
yeah.
parade. Saturday, there's a lot going on. Sunday, the parade. I know I got people coming in from out of town to watch the parade. They come in every year. And we want to say stay well, stay safe, and we'll see you in 2 weeks. Until that time,
Adios.
adios, buddy. Thank you for showing up.
Good to see
Pleasure.
you and meet you.
Good to
Good
see
to
you.
see you.
Thank you very much, Ed.
Phil, stick around.